There is already a damage of 1.5 billion. Let me show you the gear. It's not that expensive, but also not as cheap as I thought it would be. Let's take a look at heavyware first. Because heavyware is a must-have for the current stage, that's why it's relatively expensive. It costs about 100 flames. Not that expensive, actually. Then there's praise for injury. Both of these two gears are must-haves. As to the necklace, I didn't use Vortex Heart here. Vortex Heart is mainly used for focus strike, some extra ignite damage, critical strike damage, and critical strike rating. It costs about 90 flames. I didn't choose Vortex Heart because I got focus strike from the gear. Now the base of gear costs about 30 to 40 flames. Spend about 50 flames purchasing a base and craft by yourself, which are fixed to choose. Physical damage, and then this one, additional physical damage and knockback chance. Because we need the weapon with relatively high DPS, over 400 DPS. Suffix is channeled, or critical strike damage. Both will do. But the cost of making this weapon might be a little high. It's all about luck. For me, I just need a T2, so that's not difficult. Get focused strike, lock it. Then look for physical damage. This additional physical damage and knockback chance is a must. If there's no affix of knockback chance, that one brings less physical damage. Don't keep it. Then there's addition to physical damage of the gear. Or you may get focus strike and channeled first. Then you lock them and keep refreshing until you get this one. It's the best and most logical strategy, because you only need physical damage and knockback chance here, or add physical damage of the gear. Then you just need to enchant one. 3 of them all include physical damage, as I said before. These gears are all about increasing life, resistance, and life restoration per second. Then shoes and belt should include cooldown. You'd better have cooldown. Well, if you think it's expensive, you can skip it. My suggestion is to add cooldown. Sage's Shackle is cheaper. Anyway, choose between Vortex Heart and the weapon. It's up to you. The damage gap is about 1 billion or so. As to Pack Spirit, I choose to attack Pack Spiders. If you don't have attack Pack Spiders, your damage will be like 900 million or 1 billion. Because these two Pack Spirits don't seem to add up too much. I've tested several times, and they do bring an increase to the damage. Here in Divinity Slate, this one decreases sealed mana. Pay attention to it. These 3 slates have no increase in damage. Here's a knockback distance increase. Only this one. Let's take a look at the skills. The reason why you need decrease in sealed mana is aura. If you don't have a decrease of sealed mana on aura, it won't work. These are the skills. You can look as a reference. As to talent, God of War is a little on the survival side here. Choose life and armor. Here's a supplement to critical strike rating. This talent node. Choose armor. If you want more survival, you can put less damage here and add more damage here. Here I choose this medium talent. There are many different choices. Now talent has been changed. Basically survival talent and attack talent are unable to coexist. There are 3 micro talent nodes in this game version. Basically, there is no extra talent for survival. We can only try to complement it. Survival or attack. You can only make up for it with your gear. They can coexist. in current talent panel. Now it's like this. You may compare it with yours. S2 hero trait. I replaced precision strike with added physical damage. That's a pretty high markup. You should all choose this. Here with steamroll. And trait is 1, 2, 1, 1. You may ask me how to gain rage. If I choose Frenzy Furious, rage is reliant on this memory, which gains rage on a critical strike. If only one memory is used to replenish rage, then my advice is to buy 5 or more. The principle of damage increase is very simple. There is 1.5% additional melee damage for every second of active Berserk. 1.5% melee damage must cost a lot now. Just get the 1% melee damage one. Try to fill in 3 memories. How do you choose the following effects? Movement speed will be fine. If you don't have a fix to gain rage on a critical strike, you may add 1. Memories bring 1.0% melee damage and gain more than 3 rage on a critical strike are expensive. So we can take the same memories. To ensure gaining more than 4 rage. Otherwise, your rage regaining will be super slow. It's also very slow to fight monsters. Here's Hero Relic. First you need this affix. 2 additional rage cost of melee skill, while Berserk is active. And 25% additional melee damage. This affix is a must for Relic. Whether it's 20% melee damage or 18% or 19%, you can take any of it. However, you definitely need more than 25% melee damage later in this game than the affix above. You need the affix that brings additional attack damage every 30 rage, or you may take rage restored on hit. Let me tell you about it. Mostly this affix is important. It's the sources of real damage. What's left to say? Basically, that's all. In the future, I'll keep updating videos. The cost is different in a later stage. It will definitely be more expensive. It is cheaper now. 200 or 300 flames. No problem to farm Timemark A quickly. The next step is survival. Because you're going to farm Nightmare. Your max life has to be over 3,500. If you want to mainly rely on max life, you need damage reduction. Damage reduction at low mana. Deflection affix on your shoes. Damage deflection is a must. That's damage reduction. Fighting Nightmare with low max life, I'm sure it's easy to fail. Also resistance. Resistance must be full, since you've already reached Timemark 8. Also, the enemies have been upgraded this season, so it's a little difficult. That's all for today's video. See you.